evening to you. Of course, 133 for 3. The Deccan Chargers need just about 41 runs in 33 balls. And you're watching Idea Dal C for cricket. What a game we've had so far. Is Deccan going to win this game is what we're asking you, or is it going to be the Delhi Daredevils? I'm Anish Valicha, Amul Muzumdar with me in studio, and of course, Idea Dial C for cricket, IPL ka sabse bada fan, Imam, who's flown in all the way from Hyderabad. We've got you here.
Absolutely.
Imam, your team, the Deccan Chargers, is that shirt going to do you proud today?
Absolutely, it would. We are coming close. Another 2 overs of Simons would seal the deal.
Tell me, what was the emotion that you went through when Gilchrist's stumps were rattled?
Well, it was pretty hard to digest that fact that Gilchrist was out, because I wanted a partnership to carry on for the next 3 overs, if not more. But no issues. Simons have...
No issues you're saying now. At that time, did you say kaam se gaye?
No, I didn't say that completely. I thought it would be difficult now.
All right. Okay. Amol, what about you? The way things stand, Simons, he can take it on from here. Dwayne Smith to follow, Chaminda Vas to follow as well.
There's no question about it. Deccan Chargers are in charge. But what a match, Manish. What a match. What power hitting. This is 2020 cricket at its best. And I would like to see this match go down to the wire. Probably if Simons and Dwayne Smith are batting, probably it won't go down to the wire. But amazing hitting. Some of the shots were absolutely breathtaking.
When you look at what some Australian players are doing in this competition, whether it's Hayden or it's Gilchrist today, it's Andrew Simons as well, you'll probably realize why Australia, a team that's considerably weakened with these players actually leaving. But I've got someone calling in. Let's quickly bring you in, Lucky from Hyderabad. Good evening, Lucky. What's your take? Should be a cakewalk for Deccan Chargers from here, or are Delhi likely to bounce back?
Hello. I guess today Deccan Chargers is going to win, but I guess the turning point of the game was that the wicket of Gilchrist had departed, and now I guess that only Andrew Simons can make Deccan Chargers a win.
Why only Andrew Simons? Dwayne Smith hits a 6 every 8.6 balls in this tournament so far. He's there to come. Vas is there to come. Venugopal Rao is there.
Yes, that Simons is in quite better form these days than Smith, and even if Smith comes, because right now it's Ravi Teja and Andrew Simons, and the moment Smith comes, I guess that this partnership is going to be very strong, and then they have a chance to win.
All right. What do you make of Andrew Simons? Would Deccan be in a position to reach the semi-finals if Simons had not reinforced the team?
Well, absolutely. I don't. They would have found it difficult, but they have won 4 matches in a row against all other teams before Simons even came into the picture. So I feel that I will use the word, they are strengthened with the return of Simons. I'll not say that without him we couldn't have done it. We have good players, and
I think they've balanced it out.
Absolutely.
Fiddle Edwards went out. He was a main bowler for them in the first 4 victories, and Simons has come in, and he's taking charge of the middle order.
Talk about not needing any time to play himself in as far as this tournament is concerned. Amit from Delhi, Delhi वाले की क्या राय है? क्या आपकी टीम का अब भी चांस है या नहीं?
मनीष, चांस तो है, बट ये आपने अच्छा नहीं करा यार। 3 हैदराबाद के लड़कों से तेरे को गिरवा दिया, लक्की, अखिल और इमाम, अकेले दिल्ली वाले को बीच में फंसा दिया। बताओ यार,
आप क्या ये कह रहे हो कि इमाम 3 के बराबर है? अच्छा, Imam, retort to that. What's
Amit, it's not about me, it's not about Lucky, it's not about Akhil. It's about the Deccan Chargers. The way they have performed.
It's really not like that, Imam. ठीक है, Ajay, you guys have really performed well, but Delhi, I guess it's a more balanced side as far as cricketing on the field is concerned.
What went wrong today, Amit?
You guys are too dependent on 2 guys, Adam Gilchrist and Andrew Simons. What is Ravi Teja doing out here?
Okay, I'll counter-attack you by saying, you're saying we depend on 2 guys. Now, Simons, you're talking about Simons. Simons was not even in the picture 5-6 matches ago. You're talking about Gilchrist. I think this is the second half century, that's all. I think it has been a team effort. I'll get back to Delhi on that. Tilak Ratne, Dilshan and AB de Villiers have been their trump cards when it came to chase down totals. So now these 2 guys...
I think you've forgotten the performance of Ashish Nehra, you've forgotten the performance of Viren Sehwag in the very
I'm just talking about the batting. Now,
you've forgotten the performance of Gautam Gambhir, 72. You've forgotten the performance of David Nance.
What happened
today then? I really have the same players, do I?
What happened today? I think all of them were playing.
The game is not over, my friend. The game is not over yet.
But I still feel that we have noses in front.
You've got an upper hand, you've got your noses in front, but the game is not over yet.
No, even if the game is not decided till now, I will give the credit to Deccan Chargers because the way the score was a lot of 172 was a lot. And even, I was feeling that they have given 10-15 extra. But the way they have approached the innings was wonderful. No other team would have panicked.
No, I agree with you that both the teams, Deccan Chargers and Delhi, they've played tremendous cricket right throughout the tournament. Everybody has chipped in and they have done really
exciting
well.
cricket. I mean, you want to watch. Tell me, as a Delhi wala, Amit, haven't you enjoyed Adam Gilchrist's innings today?
I really did. As far as cricket is concerned, I really enjoyed the inning. But as a Delhi fan, I was hoping that, okay, be out of that. I was just waiting for him to go out of the field. But 66, he scored in a quick time.
I think Amit, don't worry. They've got plenty more games to come. Definitely a semi-final spot, so don't worry about it.
The game isn't over yet, Amol.
But Amit, बहुत बुरा लगा, but still, you have to accept the defeat, my dear friend. It's on the cards. It's coming up. And hopefully we are going to do it within 2 hours.
Will you be like this in case somebody takes a hat-trick and Deccan Chargers start losing?
Don't forget that. We were the first one to reach the semi-finals.
I don't think Delhi has reached the semi-finals yet. If the results don't go their way, I would not comment on that because the matches have been so close this tournament. I will not predict the 4 semi-finalists apart from Deccan Chargers, of course, after this match.
And let me tell you, of course, if you're hearing Imam on the show, you've probably heard him on the show several times as a caller who's called in, so you can actually get yourself on the show as well. Just email us or call us and tell us why we should pick you, why you're passionate about your IPL team. We'll put it in a jersey and get you here to argue just the way he's and to gloat when your team's winning. Akhil from Hyderabad, good evening. What are the emotions you're going through right now?
Yeah, good evening. Good to see you, Manish, on the show. And,
thank you, Akhil. Good to have you.
So I think Filter is playing pretty well. He's a good player. I got sad the way he got out,
But what do you think about his decision to win the toss and elect to bowl first when most teams would have done the opposite, considering Delhi has a formidable batting lineup?
Because I thought the pitch looked very good. Seeing the pitch report from the.
Well, looking at the whole situation, I think Gilchrist summed it up in one sentence. He said that Delhi have been chasing quite well right throughout this tournament. So just to put them under pressure, and probably he felt that Venugopal Rao, he had 3 non-regular bowlers who would chip in as bowlers. Venugopal Rao, Rohit Sharma, and Suman. So he was not confident about his bowling that much as what he was about his batting.
And actually, Imam, if you look at it, the Deccan bowlers bowled really well. They scored 173 out of that. 1 over was Shoaib's over, which went for 24 runs, and 1 Vas over the last over went for 23 runs. It means 49 runs of 2 overs. That means they actually restricted the Delhi lineup to 126 runs of 18 overs. So they've done a good job bowling as well.
Absolutely, they did it. They answered the call of the captain. He opted to bowl first, which was a very brave move, Manish. I wouldn't have done that. 2020 game, I will put up a score on the board, try to defend it. But I think, just to add to what Amol said, I agree with him. Maybe after this match, the strategy might change. Till now, I was thinking that Deccan Chargers should win the toss, bat first, strong batting lineup, put up a decent score on the board.
It is just probably for the game, nothing else. Probably
Absolutely.
Just to put Delhi under pressure. Delhi have not set up a target yet. So just put them in a different place.
Well, and not just that. Let me bring Rakesh from Ahmedabad in. Speaking of strategies, even the way Delhi posted 173, kept losing wickets at regular intervals, kept the momentum going. Even if they lose today, they've shown what approach a side can have, even if you lose wickets, but still manage to post a really competitive total. Rakesh?
Yeah.
Namaskar.
Good evening, Manish.
Good evening. Go ahead.
I would like to say that today when the match actually started, the favorite team of mine was Deccan Chargers actually. The basic reason for having Deccan Chargers as my favorite, because if you look at the balance of the whole team, the balance is very well. Like if you go from the top, you have Gilchrist, you have this T. Suman, you have Rohit Sharma, you have Simons and Dwayne Smith. The middle order, if you check out Dwayne Smith and Andrew Simons, a very big good hitters. Whenever if the run 100 tosser touches, around 9 or 10, they are capable of getting that run rate. Then if you go up to the bowling lineup, you have Vas, you have Pragyan Ojha, you have RP Singh, and also you have Shoaib Maksusi, who are capable of taking wickets. And as
Yes, but that's what we asked you. Has Simons coming and provided that balance? You know, has that made such a big difference?
Him being an all-rounder, he has touched up that balance of the side. But I feel just the chink in their armor is there. Those three non-regular bowlers bowling, quite regularly, and I'm not pretty sure whether they're going to do the same thing in tougher games. Probably more pressure games like semi-finals or the finals.
Ravi Teja just been dismissed. Not bad, not a bad job. Sent in at number 4. We've seen how some really good death bowling in this competition has turned things around. Is that going to happen to your team?
No, not at all. Because I don't see the bowlers. They don't have a bowlers. Nanas have just finished his spell. So he didn't do much. There's a 1 wicket. And Dwayne Smith will come in. So I'll not be surprised if we are they will be in for an early shower with 10 balls to spare. A victory.
All right. That's Imam's prediction. What's yours? Taking a short break right now. Is Vas's 23 runs in that last over going to be too much? You tell us when we come back. If you're a Deccan Chargers fan, you know that Andrew Simons has been dismissed. Nervousness?
No, not at all.
Uncertainty?
No, not at all.
Doubt?
Nothing.
Confidence?
I'm confident on my team.
Your reaction when Simons got out, I was watching you, was not very, it wasn't
a happy side. I was angry at the stroke which he played. But nevertheless, I still feel we have enough in the kitty.
Venugopal Rao, right mind to send in?
Absolutely.
Amol?
I think, there was no choice. Venugopal Rao has been in this situation quite a few number of times. He's also played for India in one days. So he's got that experience a little bit. And I'm sure he's going to play decently,
Okay. Rajat Bhatia's pulled a rabbit out of the hat. I told you before the break, some great death bowling has turned the tables in this tournament. Now Imam, no Dwayne Smith, no Andrew Simons, Ravi Teja, 3 quick wickets. Now what?
It'll be tough, but Chaminda was to come. I'll still back Chargers to win this.
Okay.
I'm confident enough.
If Chaminda Vas can hear you right now, look into camera and give him your advice.
Don't slog across the line, play straight and hit with the straight bat. Learn from Andrew Simons and Dwayne Smith's dismissal. That's what I'll say.
All right, I've got Atif from Nainital and Nagarjun जो कि मेरठ से फोन कर रहे हैं, पर पहले Atif Nainital, अब किसकी गेम है Atif?
I think Deccan Chargers have a good chance.
गुड चांस पर अभी ड्वेन स्मिथ भी आउट हो गए हैं, साइमंड्स भी आउट हो गए हैं. अब रजत भाटिया बोल कर रहे हैं, नेहरा का एक ओवर है और अमित मिश्रा का एक ओवर है. दिल्ली को चांस नहीं देंगे आप?
विकेट्स अभी हैं और रन रेट इतना कोई ज्यादा है नहीं, मेरे हिसाब से तो मैच जीतना चाहिए.
ठीक है. नागार्जुन, आपकी राय? गुड इवनिंग.
I think Delhi are back in it with those wickets.
Okay, so
I
back
think
in it means
they
what?
might
Whose
win the
game is
game
it?
from here.
So give me a bit. Don't say might. Is it going to be Delhi? Is it going to be Deccan Chargers?
I think it's going to be Delhi.
Okay. Vidit from Mumbai. Good evening, Vidit.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Vidit, what's your advice to Imam, who's in studio with me?
Yeah, first of all, I think it's a funny game. You at any stage, when Delhi scored 175, I thought, it would be tough for Deccan, but Gilchrist first over 18 runs, smashing. But I think this game might just edge to Delhi, because Ashish Nehra, he's bowled well so far in this tournament. Just gone for 18 runs in the first over, but he can bowl well, and Amit Mishra also has one over. So I think Delhi have the edge.
All right, Amol, 2 overs left, 22 runs to get. We've seen so many times in this tournament that teams that leave too much too late have not managed. Deccan Chargers till 3 minutes ago going strong. Imam was smiling. Now it's wiped off his face. He's forcing it.
No, I'm still smiling.
Okay. Okay. All right, you're putting up a brave front, Imam, but Amol, what's your take? Yeah.
It's the fun of 2020 cricket, as you say that, one over can change anything. Whether it's batting or fielding, one over can change the course of the game. Unbelievable bowling we've seen right through the tournament in the death overs. And Rajat Bhatia, as he has done so many times for Delhi, he's one all-rounder you have to be really careful about. He looks an innocuous little medium pacer, but he's got those variations, and you have to be very careful against him.
Would you bowl Rajat Bhatia in the last over?
Well, I'll doubt it. If I've got Amit Mishra in my kitty, probably I'll go with Amit Mishra.
Even though Bhatia has taken the wickets?
Yeah.
All right, Chaminda Vas still there. We all know what he's capable of. If you're a Deccan Chargers fan, you're probably praying this is the time Chaminda Vas comes good. Take a short break and be right back. Welcome back to Idea Dal Siva Cricket. We wanted a close game. We've got a close game. And of course, Ashish Nehra. Yes, Imam, you want to say something?
I just want to say, go out there, guys, the remaining batsmen, try to get the score. That's all I will say. Not over yet until we could have easily won with 23 balls, 29 runs. We got ourselves into this worst situation. So if we can get into a worse situation, we can very well get out of it.
All right, Venugopal Rao has just been dismissed. Ashish Nehra has picked up his wicket. Was that shot okay that Venugopal Rao just played?
No, it was a good delivery, I feel.
All right, Amol. Okay, Chaminda Vas, seasoned campaigner. There's been a lot of debate over, his exclusion from the side. He's at the non-strikers end right now. For the Deccan Chargers, you've still got RP Singh to come in, Pragyan Oja. Surely they can support Vas. But is it going to be that easy to score those runs against Nehra and against whoever bowls the last over?
It's going to be a tough ask, 19 runs to get off 10 balls. I think it's a question of 2 big hits, but it's a question that who's going to provide those 2 hits. All the big hitters like Simons and Dwayne Smith, they've gone. And it's a big question mark whether Pragyan Oja or even RP Singh are up to the task. I think it's going to be very tough for Deccan Chargers from here on.
Death bowling, of course, has been the key in this tournament as well. As much as we talk about, big hitting. Aslok Bihar Sharif se phone kar rahe hain. Aslok, namaskar. Ab match ki situation mein kaun jeetega?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
यहाँ से भी डेक्कन चार्जर्स की टीम जीत सकती है, ऐसे कोई बात नहीं। अगर आरपी सिंह अपने एक्सपीरियंस को हैंडल कर सकते हैं तो ये मैच अभी भी उनके हाथ में है। मगर एक्सपीरियंस की बात मैं कर रहा हूँ, आशीष नेहरा भी एक्सपीरियंस कैंपेनर है, वो इस मैच को आसानी से जाने नहीं देंगे उनके हाथ में।
Ranjan from Mumbai, Delhi. You think Delhi have done enough to win this game now in the last 5 or 7 minutes?
I think so. I'm a die-hard Deccan Chargers fan.
So how do you feel about some of the shots that have been played? That you've seen Simons, the one, but he had done his job. Dwayne Smith, Deccan couldn't lose from that position. They had 7 wickets in hand. What's gone wrong with them in the last 5 minutes? What's your take?
The thing is, the dismissal of Dwayne Smith had caused a problem. It was an irresponsible shot at that point of time. And Rajat Bhatia,
absolutely, I can't agree more with Ranjan. He has raised, you have hit the nail on the head. That was a very poor shot. When so much is at stake, people who you disappoint your own fans, because we are the people who saw the same Dwayne Smith hit bowlers out of the park. So we thought that we can win with bowls to spare, but nevertheless, it's not over yet.
You've got to give credit to Delhi for the way they've bowled in the last 2 or 3 overs.
Absolutely, I think they have done a great job, but I still feel, after that start which Gilchrist provided, we could have easily won this game with overs to spare. If they don't win it from here, then I feel that they would be kicking themselves.
All right, Randeep, who's calling in from Chennai. Randeep, you've been listening to a lot of different opinions on the show and a lot of emotions coming out as well. What's yours? Please put your TV set on mute, Randeep, and go ahead.
Yeah, I think so that Deccan Chargers have lost that the start provided by the Gilchrist. That was a fantastic start, and Deccan Chargers could not have capitalized on that. And I also blame the bowling of the Deccan Chargers. That was not good. At the last over, experienced bowlers like Chaminda was going for 23 runs and Maksusi going for 24 runs. That over also had made that difference.
No, I would disagree with you, Randeep. You can't say that the Deccan Chargers didn't bowl well. I would just say that the 2 overs which cost them 47 runs, one from Maksusi and the other from Vas. If you take that out, I think Delhi were something around 127. So that's good bowling.
Yeah.
I was very happy with the performance of Dwayne Smith with the ball. He bowled his quota of 4 overs and gave away just 32, which is
yes,
great.
But it seems to be Delhi who are doing it with the ball right now. Before we taking this break, I'd ask you, are those 23 runs conceded by Chaminda Vas in that final over going to make the difference? Looks like they are. Amol, who's your money on now? Have Delhi done enough?
My money is straight in my pockets. There's no question about it. That I'm not a big fan of Delhi neither. I'm supporting Mumbai Indians, but I think Delhi have got the upper hand right now. I think panic has got into the Deccan Chargers camp, and that's exactly where they've gone wrong. When they had the total in sight, the victory in sight, I think they panicked.
Have the Deccan Chargers showing that they're chokers?
I will not say that they are the chokers. I think they are not, I would not be if I call them chokers, it would be really harsh on them to be called as chokers. The previous games which they lost, I think Gilchrist had to do something with it. Didn't bought on the right bowling changes at the right time. In fact, in one of those matches, RP Singh didn't bowl his quota where they lost. So I feel that tonight. I have to say this, but yes, I think that they have choked under pressure, but still, anything can happen.
Anything can happen is the most powerful three words that he could have uttered. 14 to get to the last 6 balls. Remember, when Vas bowled, he had 6 balls. There was 2 dot balls, and still Delhi managed to get 23. Will they be able to contain 14? When we come back, you tell us. Well, Rajat Bhatia contributed a blob with the bat, but he's certainly doing it with the ball for the Delhi Daredevils. Tell us a bit more about Rajat Bhatia. Amol, how has he bowled today, and why has he been so difficult to get away?
Well, he seems to be a little, gentle medium pacer, but he's got those variations, which is so vitally important in 2020 cricket. He's got the slow one. He's an intelligent bowler also. He uses his brains quite a lot, and he plays a lot of cricket in Delhi, and he's played a lot of 2020 cricket in Delhi, which is probably their domestic cricket, is based on 2020 cricket. So he's played a lot of games for even in Delhi, and he plays for Indian Airlines, who play a lot of domestic cricket in and around the country. And he's a very deceptive bowler. He's excellent all-rounder for them. And he's been performing really well.
But do you think, Amol, was there a situation, I agree with whatever you said, he's a good experienced bowler, but the kind of shots which were played, I don't think at that situation the shots were necessary. For example, Andrew Simons, he could have easily hung around 3 balls, 18 runs. You can still hope that Simons could, you have power. But what he was
fooled by a slow one by Bhatia. Again, he's got another wicket here.
It was a Yorker. It was a Yorker, and he tried to make something out of it.
See, this is the beauty of the game. This is how I'm not saying that it was pressure on Andrew Simons, but I think he played a shot. He thought he would nudge it around for 2 runs, probably towards mid-wicket, and he missed it. But I'm not that much sure about Dwayne Smith and the shots what Venugopal Rao has played. I mean, he's a first-class, he's an experienced first-class cricketer, and he could have really seen the Deccan Chargers
22 of 12 when Rao and Vas at the crease. You expect a little bit more from Rao.
Of course. I mean, and before that, they needed 24 runs, 29 runs in 24 balls, which was easily achievable. And now
29 runs in 24 balls, and the Delhi Daredevils have won the game by 12 runs, which means Deccan Chargers lost 7 wickets for 17 runs. Imam?
Absolutely. It's really ridiculous. Shouldn't have. I didn't imagine that this would happen, but nevertheless, you have to take one team has to lose.
But as a fan, how does this make you feel? Because
it feels really disappointed. I'm feeling really disappointed, Manish. Not because they have lost. When a competition is being held, one has to win. That's for sure. But the way you have lost, the platform which Gilchrist gave you, I don't see any other team losing out after that. That kind of a start. And when you're going so well, 41 of 22 balls, why do you have to play a shot like that? I accept Venugopal Rao's dismissal was a brilliant delivery. It got high on him, but What were you doing when 29 were required of 23?
9 wides and 2 no balls bowled by the Deccan bowlers when they were bowling.
No, I would not pinpoint bowling, Manish, because again I'll come back to that point that only those 2 overs were not good by the Deccan Chargers.
And those 2 overs came at a very strange time. The Maksusi bowled the 6th over, which was the fielding restrictions don't go off, and Vas bowled the 20th over. That was the last over.
Talk about that spell. Look at that spell. He's just bowled 14 balls. He's conceded 15 runs. And remember, out of those 14 balls, the first 6 balls went for 11 runs. So, and he didn't pick up a wicket. So basically, he's bowled 10 balls and picked up 4 wickets in those 10 balls and conceded 4 runs. Turned the game around. Let me bring in Zahoor, who's calling in from Delhi. Zahoor, good evening. What do you have to say on the back of your team's victory? जहूर साहब, हाँ जी बिल्कुल हिंदी में बात करेंगे, आगे बढ़िए।
मैं एक बात जानना चाहता हूँ, जैसे एबी डिविलियर्स ने अच्छे रन बनाए हैं और दिनेश कार्तिक ने बहुत अच्छे रन बनाए, ऐसे गैप में सहवाग वगैरह क्यों नहीं खेल पाते? ये बहुत कमी के साथ खेल रहे हैं, ऐसा क्यों है हमारे साथ? मुझे भविष्य को लेकर चिंता है, ये हम वर्ल्ड कप में जाके फिर ऐसे कैसे करेंगे?
ऐसी बात नहीं है कि सहवाग नहीं करते। आज नंबर 5 पे खेलने आए, उन्होंने वार्नर को आगे भेजा बिकॉज प्रॉब्ली ही हैड नॉट प्लेड 4-5 गेम्स बिफोर। दैट इज प्रॉब्ली वन ऑफ द रीजन कि वो 5 नंबर पे बैटिंग करने आए। वैसे तो सहवाग और गंभीर बहुत बेहतरीन खेलते आए हैं लास्ट 1 ईयर से,
लेकिन सहवाग का फॉर्म थोड़ा अब डाउट में है। आई मीन he's come back from injury. He's he's not playing any games this tournament, but
he's a great player, and international cricket is a different ball game altogether. Yes, he has not played that many games in IPL, and he's not performed as what Sehwag we expect.
But if you look at the fact that Delhi Daredevils have won, they're looking really good, and he probably wants to play. Today also he said, "Bas khelna tha, to I played."
But absolutely,
5 days till the World Cup. You think that's going to do good to Sehwag or harm him?
I will definitely, a very valid point raised by Zahoor there, because now if I look at as an Indian fan, for a moment if I forgot that Deccan Chargers have lost the game, I would look at the 2020 World Cup. Now the main concern with Sehwag I have observed in the whole tournament is 2020 overs is a game of 120 deliveries. It's not smash, bang and sixes. If it works out that way, we will have 400 runs scored every match. It doesn't work out that way. 180 is a target which is considered a par and a very good score. So instead of going for 250, if you aim at too high, you will just fall too short. Sehwag is trying to hit each and every delivery for a 4. Even today he came at number 5 and he was trying to hit. He was dropped by Simons. A couple of deliveries later he was caught. I think that this IPL, there are 2 things which have happened. One positive thing is Rohit Sharma and Suresh Raina coming up with the ball, and one disappointment and a bit of doubt for me is Sehwag's form for the World Cup.
Well, people are saying that about Gautam Gambhir as well till he scored that 70 odd runs for Delhi, but Delhi looking so strong in this competition right now. Of course, Venkat from Vizag, I want to bring you in. Good evening. Deccan had a chance to go top of the table, but they threw it away, would you say? Or did Delhi grab it? Rajat Bhatia is here, man of the match.
Yeah, okay, fine. But Deccan was able to finish, but unfortunately, we have lost. But it's disappointing. The equation was very simple. 35 needed of 25 deliveries. So
right,
finishing is important, more than important than starting. So
very important point you made there. Finishing is important. We've seen Dilshan, AB de Villiers finish for Delhi on several. We've seen Jean-Paul Dumni try to finish for Mumbai on several occasions but couldn't because there was no support. There's a difference. This team, Deccan Chargers, about half an hour ago, everyone was calling in and talking about balance. Tell me, whose responsibility is to finish games while chasing in this team?
I think they needed one international player out there at the strikers or at the non-strike. One international player. That's either Gilchrist.
The end. Yeah.
Well, batters. I mean, Gilchrist, Simons, or Dwayne Smith. 3 of these guys. If one of them would have stayed, they would have finished the game. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I feel that at times the Indian domestic players they have faltered a little bit, when things are in sight, they falter a little bit. Well, Gilchrist and Simons gave them a tremendous platform where they could have easily won the game.
That's your point. If a Venugopal Rao is there in the team as a batsman, then he should be able to get you home from these occasions, or at least, otherwise for him to bat, he's not going to be batting in a game at number 8 or 9. where he's not, where quick runs are not required.
Manish, I have one point I want to mention. If you have a look at all the teams, all the other 7 teams apart from Deccan Chargers, they have one or two batsmen who are playing currently for the Indian team. The problem with Deccan Chargers is VVS Lakshman. Now, I knew that this guy cannot play 2020 nor one day international, because test matches he could play because he catches well in slips and scores good runs. But even in 2020, if he applies his mind, he can still do a good job. He can open the batting with Gilchrist. And the role which Jack Scalise performs for Royal Challengers.
But I disagree there. 2020 cricket is not just for somebody who can hit the ball for 4s and 6s. Yes, you said that Lakshman will play a role, but I always feel that a Test cricketer has got a role in every format of the game. Even if you curtail it down to 8 overs a side, Lakshman will play a part.
You mean to say Lakshman should be part of this lineup in hindsight? If they had won this match, would you be saying that?
I think he would have finished the game. He is too experienced and a great cricketer. He would have finished the game better than Venugopal Rao or Ravi.
Forget about finishing games. He has not been performing when we were batting first.
Okay, so let me bring in Alok from Mysore. Alok from Mysore, who should the designated finisher be in the Deccan Chargers lineup if they are to learn from this mistake today?
I think the Simons would have been there till the last. Also, it's not like the Delhi Daredevils have won the match. It's just like Hyderabad team has lost the match. They were about to win the match, and then somehow they stumbled out like anything, and the two wickets falling in the 1 over on consecutive balls, and you are needing just 7 overs.
Alok, I fully agree with you. You are absolutely right. I just mentioned on the show, before it started, the only team who could lose this match is Deccan Chargers themselves, because they were in such a good position, and they could have easily, they could have won with at least 7 or 8 balls to spare, which would have done their net run rate a good thing. But right now, even though I'm a big Deccan Chargers fan, watch out, because Mumbai Indians are coming into form at the right time. Punjab Kings 11 have to win against Chargers, and Rajasthan Royals, I will still give them a chance.
So are you saying that now, you said it a while ago that if you knew if the Deccan Chargers win this one, it's an important one, they will reach the semi-finals. Are you saying right now that you're suddenly not so sure whether your team can make the semi-finals?
Absolutely, because after a performance like this, I'll repeat what I said. If you lose, if the other team performs well, you lose. There has to be a loser in the game. You lose.
They did well though. They did well. Simons can't be expected to finish every game. That's why I asked you, who's the finisher? Name the finisher in your team.
Absolutely, Andrew Simons, because you are a person who's batting at 4. Gilchrist had made sure that you don't come into the picture.
What is the rest of the order supposed to do? The lower middle order.
Gilchrist is giving you the start. With
not always. It's the first time he's given you a big start.
Absolutely, but if you look at down the order, Rohit Sharma is not running into good form.
Okay.
That's the main concern over here.
All right, several concerns being brought up. A quick reaction from Pulkit. Let's also talk about why Delhi are in this position. They batted to score 173. It was tremendous shots played by them as well. But Pulkit from Hyderabad, Deccan Chargers fan, I assume. Pulkit, how are you feeling? Please put your TV set on mute and go ahead, Pulkit. We're waiting for you. Pulkit. All right, I'll tell you what, he's disappeared, but we are going to take a break. And Amol, I want to touch upon the Delhi batting with you as well, because that's what got them to this score, which they defended pretty well. Take a short break and be right back. Brandon McCullum's innings go in vain a couple of days ago, and of course Adam Gilchrist, same sentiment for him. Captain as well, he's lost. The Delhi Daredevils move on to 16 points. What a tournament they're having. Deccan Chargers would have gone top. Now they are one behind Chennai, and Chennai have played one less game. Now, your reaction to that?
Well, my reaction to is now it's open again. The whole tournament.
Totally open, yeah.
Totally open. Apart from Delhi and Chennai, I don't see any other team being sure of a place in the semis. Now it's everything to play for. Every match, apart from Kolkata Knight Riders, every team might be dreaming of reaching the top 4.
Amol, there's been talk about, I asked who should be the finisher, and he said, and some people said Andrew Simons, but what about the other Indian batsmen as well?
Andrew Simons are not going to, he's not going to come every game to finish the game off for you.
Yeah.
You need, that's where the middle order comes into play. And there are enough domestic cricketers. I mean, they're experienced cricketers. That's what I feel, sometimes when you're chasing 175, when you start the innings, or you start with
nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose. Just going in for your shots, and when you reach somewhere around 135, 145, that's where the victory starts. You can see the victory inside, and that's where the panic starts. And this is where good teams and some average teams are separated.
This is what separates the boys among the men. That's what happens. That's why I'm disappointed, because this is a situation which you will face in the later part of the tournament as well, and under extreme pressure. This is one of those matches, a round robin match. What if the same thing happens in the semi-finals? That's why I thought Gilchrist missed a trick when he opted to field first in this match.
What about Virender Sehwag, who opted to give the ball to Rajat Bhatia after he had conceded 11 runs of that first over? Amit, जो कि चंडीगढ़ से फोन कर रहे हैं. Amit, good evening. What's your opinion?
गुड इवनिंग जी. मेरा बिल्कुल ओपिनियन यही है कि सबसे पहले तो ये ना कहा जाए कि हैदराबाद ने मैच हारा है और दिल्ली ने मैच जीता नहीं है. दिल्ली ने मैच बिल्कुल जीता है, क्योंकि उस वक्त जबकि फास्ट बॉलर्स को और स्पिनर्स को रन पड़ रहे थे, तो सहवाग का ये सोचना कि रजत भाटिया गेंद करेंगे, बिल्कुल सीधी बॉल करेंगे तो स्टंप टू स्टंप, और वो ना तो बॉल को बहुत स्लो करेंगे जिससे कि टाइम मिले साइमंड्स को ज्यादा खेलने का, या फिर इतनी तेज नहीं करेंगे कि जो एज लग के कहीं 4 या 6 चले जाए.
लेकिन
और अमित, और एक बात सहवाग को दाद देनी चाहिए कि उन्होंने रजत भाटिया को खिलाया और मिथुन मनास को बाहर बिठा दिया. उनको पता था कि अगर किसी को मार पड़ी, somebody is gone for a lot of runs, Rajat Bhatia can always be useful as a bowler. That is where Virender Sehwag should be applauded.
पिछले सीजन में भी रजत भाटिया ने काफी अच्छा किया था दिल्ली डेयरडेविल्स के लिए. Saurabh from Kolkata, let's get your perspective in. Did Delhi win it, or did Hyderabad?
Good evening to all the guests tonight.
Good evening. Did Delhi win it, or did the Deccan lose it?
We can speak whatever we might feel like in the hindsight, but to me, as far as I am concerned, to my mind, the most elementary mistake that Gilchrist and company might have made was that sending Ravi Teja ahead of Simons in a 2020 match, wherein you really don't have time to react. You want to send in your power players before.
Was that a mistake? Amol? First you?
I
or
felt,
was it a good move?
I thought it was a good move, because you needed somebody, one stroke player and another nudger, and he could. Ravi Teja is a good player. He can get ones and twos.
He can get big shots as well,
and he can play big shots as well. But I thought it was a better move. They got the match in their sight, and that's where I feel the panic got in there.
I disagree with Saurabh. Saurabh, मैं एक बात बताना चाहता हूँ कि डेक्कन चार्जर हो या दिल्ली डेयरडेविल हो, दिस इज इंडियन प्रीमियर लीग, और ये प्लेटफॉर्म है हमारे इंडियन प्लेयर्स के लिए that they can come up and show their talent. Now, if we are going to hide Ravi Teja and put Simons up the order, and we are going to not give them a chance, then what do you think? How come these people have to perform at the international level after 4 or 5 years? So I don't feel like they made a mistake. There are always, look at the other side. How much he might have learned today playing with Gilchrist, how to handle an inning. Next game he would be totally a different player, I believe.
He didn't do too badly actually. Venkat from Kurukotai, I'm going to give you a chance chance to respond to that, Saurabh, but let me quickly get Venkat's opinion in first. Venkat, good evening.
Hello, good
What's
evening.
What's your take?
Sir.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir. Sir, first of all, I would like to say that Sehwag has made a bit of wrong selection. You know, he should have played Victoria. He should have saved the bowling option rather than the batting option. Because, you know, here you have Sehwag, Gautam Gambhir, A.B. de Villiers and Dilshan.
Yeah, but it's an interesting point.
It's an interesting point. You can play Daniel Vittori instead of that.
Yes, but we saw the Delhi batting. We saw the Delhi batting today. They played the extra batsmen. Let's just talk about the Delhi batting for a second. Why are they in this position? Because they had 170 runs, 3 runs to defend. And what do you have to say about the Delhi batting?
I think it was a terrific strategic ploy by Delhi. They've got their thinking caps right on. They've spaced out the lusty hitters and the controllers of the game correctly. They've spread out their batting order. They've got Warner and Gambhir. Warner being a big hitter, Gambhir being the controller of the game. They've got Tilak Ratne Dilshan coming at number 3.
You can't call him an accumulator. He's got a 205 strike rate in this game and tremendous
Tilak Ratne Dilshan. I'm saying he's a hitter. And A.B. de Villiers, he's a controller of the game. Sehwag at 5 and Dinesh Karthik at 6. So they have spaced out their batting order very strategically and very calculative.
No, one thing I'll disagree with you, Amol. Today I'm sure he would have definitely played Vittori unless, he knew that Chaminda was in the side, RP Singh in good form. He didn't want to open, especially being out of the last 4 or 5
Sehwag
games.
is a great cricketer and he's not going to be scared of Chaminda Was. He must have faced Chaminda Was 100 times.
But let's talk about another Delhi player, Dinesh Karthik. How crucial was this innings? How crucial was the momentum provided by Dinesh Karthik? In the first 2-3 matches of the tournament, the daggers were out. Why do you have Dinesh Karthik in the side? You can even make de Villiers keep, people were suggesting. But he's really proved his worth, hasn't he?
That's what I'm saying. Dinesh Karthik plays his role to perfection at number 6. Today we have seen that he can hit some lusty hits. 23 runs of Chaminda Was. That really set the momentum towards Delhi. And he's been in terrific form for Delhi in this tournament at least.
Vivek from Hyderabad, let's bring you in. Vivek, good evening. I've got Aaj ka IPL ka sabse bada fan Imam with me in studio. Of course, Imam has been a part of the show several times and he's a bit disappointed now that the Deccan Chargers have lost. But Imam, cheer up. Come on, give us a smile.
Absolutely, yeah? I'm smiling.
You were gloating when the show started tonight and you were like arguing it out with the Delhi callers saying that my team is going to win. You should retain that. I mean, it's part of the game. They've actually done very well. They've maybe a good spell by Rajat Bhatia, but Deccan Chargers need to learn from this. They don't need to be embarrassed by this.
Absolutely. I'm in no way saying that they're out of the tournament or they have to be embarrassed. I'm only disappointed the way we lost today. Even though I thought that Gilchrist made a wrong choice of chasing, he covered up his decision with a wonderful, platform which he gave to their batsmen. But the only thing is, I'm not disappointed. I'm worried about the later stages of the tournament. The question which you asked, who would be the finisher? That's the, $1 million question now. There has to be a person who should raise his hand and say, boss, I'm responsible. I'll finish the game for you.
Remember, Scott Styris also on that bench, for the Deccan Chargers. Vivek from Hyderabad, your opinion before we go into a break? Good evening.
Yeah, I think it was a very disappointing performance by Deccan Chargers towards the end. And talking about Ravi Teja, I think it was not justified to bring him up the order. And I think you already have a local lad, Suman opening with the Gilchrist. And if you really want to give a local lad the chance, then I think you should have, at least instead of Ravi Teja, Venugopal Rao must have come into that.
Vivek, I would like to ask you one thing. Where do you think Ravi Teja played, he played good cricket at the end. If you have a look at the scorecard, you might not have found him to be a flamboyant kind of a person, a flamboyant hitter like Simon. performance, but he was very effective. He was, he went along with Gilchrist. The partnership was crucial, which brought Deccan Chargers closer to the Delhi Daredevils score.
All right. Amol, very quickly, I have to take a break right now, but surely you don't want to play Ravi Teja and Venugopal Rao back-to-back at number 7 and 8 and send everybody else in up front.
Yeah, I think so. They spaced it out very well. Ravi Teja was sent correctly and he did his job. Only thing is he could not finish the game off. Probably it was
he got them to striking distance along with Simons.
I think Simons and they banked on Simons and Dwayne Smith to finish the game off, which didn't happen.
All right, of course, it won't be a very happy Dwayne Smith in the Deccan Chargers dressing room, but I tell you what, the Mumbai Indians are playing tomorrow against the Rajasthan Royals, and the latest, of course, is that Shane Warne, his injury is going to keep him out of the rest of the tournament. Maybe not out of the dugout, but out of the playing 11. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, you see what I spoke with a couple of Mumbai Indians fans. The tournament continues for the Mumbai Indians. Of course, an 8-wicket win for them yesterday. I've got Vicky and Pranav with me, and we're at Galaxy right now. Vicky, Mumbai Indians 4th in the table right now. Good chance to make it to the semis?
Yeah, definitely it will go into the semis, and I can think that we have good players like Sachin, Bravo, who can hit for us.
So good chance, yeah, great chance.
Great chance, according to me.
If you look at yesterday's game, of course, Bravo opened the innings. He scored 70, not out. Previously, Dumani had been tried, he had failed, and Mumbai Indians had come in for a lot of criticism. Who's the best opening pair for the Mumbai Indians in the game tomorrow? They're playing against the Rajasthan Royals.
I mean, obviously, the way Bravo has opened the innings yesterday for Mumbai Indians, I think he's a better player to open with Sanath Jayasuriya. I mean, he's a good hitter of the ball. He can hit 4s and 6s.
Agle match mein Rajasthan Royals is the team Mumbai plays tomorrow. Shane Warne has been ruled out of the tournament with a hamstring injury. Not of the match, out of the tournament. Great chance for Mumbai Indians to pick up 2 points. Is Warne's absence going to affect the game?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Warne is an experienced player, and he takes good captain. He's a good captain as well, and
He can strategize from the dugout as well.
yeah, but still,
The spirit of the game comes with Shane Warne.
What will you do if Mumbai Indians reaches the semi-final?
We are going to have a champagne in our party.
If Mumbai Indians reaches the semi-finals or wins IPL 2?
If Mumbai Indians reaches the semi-finals only,
And if they win IPL 2?
and I'll be having a party with all my friends.
On Idea Dalsi for cricket, you can talk to your favorite Mumbai Indian. Who is it and what's your message?
My favorite player is Sachin Tendulkar. I want to talk with him. Sachin, my message is please play your best game in this IPL and please have a century in this IPL match. Or I want you to win this IPL match and I want you to win this IPL tournament. Please have a century for me and have a good day.
100 for Sachin tomorrow?
I think whatever he does is best, and he's an iconic player. Whatever he does is best, and obviously I want Sachin to hit a century, especially against Rajasthan Royals tomorrow, because there are many of my friends saying that no, he isn't a player of T20 cricket, but no, he's the best player in cricket. I mean, cricket starts with his name.
For Vicky and Pranav's friends, Sachin, you've got to do it. Whether he does it or not, you'll have to wait till tomorrow to find out. But Deccan Chargers, these are their fixtures. Now, let me ask the Deccan Chargers fan, Imam, KKR, Kings 11, RCB, and 16 and 17 back-to-back games, you know. But you'd fancy your team's chances against some of these sides.
Absolutely, but my main concern, Manish, is the double header. The problem is they would be playing a day and night on the 16th and would be playing a day match on the 17th, which will test out how much energy and how much of they have to be fit for that game.
Maybe get a couple of fresh players in for the next game.
Absolutely.
Amol, what about Delhi now? Already 8 wins. Have they qualified? Will there be a case saying that Delhi may try a few changes, bring in a few other players just to test their bench, give a break to some players, and they could be due for a loss or a couple of losses, and some teams like Kings 11 and Mumbai Indians could benefit?
Well, I don't think they would do that. If they wanted to do it, they would have done it beforehand in the tournament. Now,
why? But when they're certain of a place in semi-finals, then
it's approaching the climax of the tournament. You should not experiment at this time. And then semi-finals and finals, you want to go into the semi-finals with some momentum behind you, and they've got tremendous momentum now.
Which means they could try players in the next game. Gautam Gambhir had said he's captained 3 games. He said that we'll be looking to give a few of the other players a chance.
Maybe one game, and I would take last 2 games out of it. Last 2 games, play your best side and go in the semi-finals with the momentum behind you.
All right, we hope you've enjoyed the show today as much as we've enjoyed listening to what you had to say. But Amol is going to pick a caller of the day. Amol, who's it going to be?
I think Lucky from Hyderabad. You deserve it. You have had a bad day today, but you deserve this.
Well, I disagree with Amol that you didn't have a bad day today. You were disappointed with the way it turned out in the end. You had a good day. You saw some good cricket, and Gilchrist and Simons gave you a lot to cheer about. Don't forget that. Look at the bright side. Imam, same message to you. But considering that, how many times have you seen Dalsi for cricket?
Well, I've been following it since it has started, since the first show, in fact.
And you've been on the show as a caller several times as well.
Absolutely.
Okay? I'm sure you're not going to forget your first time in studio.
No, never. I'll just have to give out a message. I've been lucky enough. This is the luckiest day of my life. I've been taken care of since the time I've arrived here. So, guys, you call in this show, you mail it. Make a point to be here on the show. This is the show where your dreams come true, and I've been a lucky person. My dream has come true to meet Amol and Manish, and I'll thank the entire Dalsi team who has taken care of me throughout the time since I've been here. And I'll also would like to thank my office. I work in Just Dial, so thank you. We have our own cricketing website as well. So thank you so much for everyone. Thank you, Manish.
All right, and believe me when I say this, we haven't paid him to say that. All right, thanks so much for watching, and thank you, Imam.
Thank you so much.
You said that you celebrate victories in Hyderabad with biryani, but so what? Celebrate today's performance with a biryani as well when you get back, and send us some.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Don't forget the big thumbs up he said.
Oh yeah, of
with
course.
the biryani.
Of
That
course.
has been cancelled now.
This is Manish Felicia on behalf of all of us at Neo Cricket saying thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. Till then, it's good night.